Today in this my content my topic today about what is brain, how brain works, his structure, his cellular functions and complete information about human brain. In this my content I am complete teach you. But first of all, if you are new in this content, so also please subscribe my channel, press the bell icon, and also when I complete content you watch, and please comment my video. Okay, if you want to more information about brain and new content, so you comment me, I am complete teach you. So now I have taught about brain topic, so I have start you give me permission, I have start. Finally I have start. The brain is an organ that serves as the center of nervous system. In all vertebrate and most invertebrate animals, it consists of nervous tissue and is typically located in the head capitalization, using usually near organs for special senses such as vision, hearing, and olfaction. Being the most specialized organ, it is responsible for receiving information and the sensory nervous system, processing those information, thought, cognition and intelligence, and the coordination of motor control, muscle activity and endocrine system. While invertebrate brains arise from paired segmental ganglia, each of which is only responsible for the respective body segment of the ventral nerve cord. Vertebrate brains develop actually from the midline dorsal nerve cord at the vesicular enlargement at the rostral and for the neural tube with the centralized control over of all body segments. All vertebrate brains can be embryonically divided into three parts: the forebrain and mesencephalon and hindbrain decipolion, subdivided into mesencephalon and myelencephalon. The spinal cord, which directly interacts with somatic functions below the head, can be considered a caudal extension of the myelencephalon enclosed inside the vertebral column. Together, the brain and spinal cord constitute the central nervous system in all vertebrates. In humans, the cerebral cortex contains approximately 14 to 16 billion neurons, and the estimated number of neurons in the cerebellum is 55 to 70 billion. Each neuron is connected by synapses to several thousand other neurons, typically communicating with one another via cytoplasmic processes such as known as dendrites and axons. Axons are usually myelinated and carry trace and rapid microelectric signal pulses called action potential to target specific recipient cells in other areas of the brain or distant parts of the body. The prefrontal cortex, which controls executive functions, is particularly well developed in humans, and physiologically brain takes centralized control over body's other organs. They act on the rest of the body both by generating patterns of muscle activity and by driving the secretion of chemicals called hormones. This centralized control allows rapid and coordinated responses to change in the environment. Some basic types of responses such as reflexes can be mediated by the spinal cord or peripheral ganglia, but sophisticated purposeful control of behavior based on the complex sensory input requires the information integrating capabilities of centralized brain. The operations of individual brain cells are now understood in considerable detail, but the way they cooperate in assemblies of millions is yet to be solved. Recent models in modern neuroscience to read the brain as a biological computer, very different in mechanism from a digital computer, but similar in the sense that it acquires information from the surrounding world, stores it and processes it in the variety of ways. This article comprises the properties of brains across the entire range of animal species with the greatest attention. With the greater attention to vertebrates, it deals with the human brain insofar as it shares the properties of other brain. The ways in which the human brain differs from other brains are covered in the human brain article. Several topics that might be covered data instead covered there because much more can be said about them in human context. The most important that are covered in the human brain article are different diseases and the effects of brain damage. Structure of brain now I am defined. The shape and size of the brain varies greatly between species, and identifying common features is often difficult. Nevertheless, there are a number of principles of brain architecture that apply across a wide range of species. Some aspects of brain structure are common to almost the entire range of animal species. Others distinguish advanced brains from more primitive ones, or distinguish vertebrates from invertebrates. The simplest way to gain information about brain anatomy is by visual inspection, but many more sophisticated techniques have been developed. Brain tissue in its natural state is too soft to work with, but it can be hardened by immersion in alcohol or other fixatives, and then sliced. A part of examination with a dark color separated by areas of white matter with a lighter color. Further information can be gained by staining slices of brain tissue with a variety of chemicals that bring out areas where specific types of molecules are present in high concentrations. It is also possible to extreme concentrations, and it is also possible to examine the microstructure of brain tissue using a microscope and to trace the pattern of connections from one brain to another area of brain. And now we will discuss about cellular structure of brain. What is? I am teach you about cellular structure. The brains of all species are composed primarily of two broad classes of brain cells: neurons and glial cells. Glial cells, also known as glia and neuroglia, come in several types and perform a number of critical functions, including structural support, metabolic support, isolation, and governance of development. Neurons, however, are usually considered the most important cells in the brain. And in humans, the cerebral cortex contains approximately most important cells in the brain. In humans, the cerebral cortex contains approximately 14 to 16 billion neurons, and the estimated number of neurons in the cerebellum in 55 to 70 billions. Each neuron is connected by synapses to several to several thousand other neurons. The property that makes neurons unique is their ability to send signals to specific target cells, sometimes over long distances. They send these signals by means of an axon, which is a thin protoplasmic fiber that extends from the cell body and projects usually with numerous branches to other areas, sometimes nearby, sometimes in distant parts of the brain or body. The length of an axon can be extraordinary. For example, if a pyramidal cell and excitatory neuron of the cerebral cortex were magnified so that its cell body become the size of a human body, its axon equally magnified would become a cable a few centimeters in diameter, extending more than a kilometer. These axons transmit signals in the form of electrochemical pulses called action potentials, which last less than a thousandth of a second and travel along the axon of speeds of 1 to 100 meters per second. Some neurons emit action potential constantly at rates of 10 to 100 per second, usually in irregular patterns. Other neurons are quiet most of the time, but occasionally emit a burst of action potentials. And axon transmits signal to other neurons by means of specialized junctions called synapses. A single axon may make as many as several thousand synaptic connections with other cells. When an action potential traveling along an axon arrives at a synapse, it causes a chemical called a neurotransmitter to be released. The neurotransmitter binds the two receptor molecules in the membrane of the target cell. Synapses are the key functional element of the brain. The essential function of the brain is cell-to-cell communication, and synapses are the points at which communication occurs. The human brain has been estimated to contain approximately 100 trillion synapses. Even the brain of fruit fly contains several million. The functions of these synapses are very diverse. Some are excitatory, exciting the target cell. Others are inhibitory, and others work by activating second messenger systems that change the internal chemistry of their target cells in a complex ways. A large number of synapses are dynamically modifiable, that is, they are capable of changing strength in the way that is controlled by the patterns of signals that pass through them. It is widely believed that activity-dependent modification of synapses it is a brain primary mechanism for learning and memory. Most of the space in the brain is taken up by axons, which are often bundled together in which are called nerve fiber tracts. A myelinated axon is wrapped in the fatty sheet by myelin, which serves to greatly increase the speed of signal propagation. There are also unmyelinated axons. Myelin is white, making parts of the brain filled exclusively with nerve fiber appear as light-colored white matter, is contrast to the dark-colored gray matter that may marks areas with high densities of neuron cell bodies. And in evolution of brain, except a few primitive organisms such as sponges which have no nervous system, and cnidarians which have diffuse nervous system consisting of a nerve net. All living multicellular animals are bilaterarians, meaning animals with a bilaterally symmetric body plan, that is left and right sides that approximately mirror image of each other. All bilaterarians are thought to have descended from a common ancestor that appeared late in the Phylogenean period, 700 to 650 million years ago. So friends, how is my topic today, about which I give you information about brain structure and cellular structure, and many information about brain in this content I am teach you. And first of all, if you are new my channel, so please subscribe my channel, press the bell icon, and also comment my video, because when you do comment, when I guide you more about my topics, so now you give me permission and go to new topics. Take care. Allah Hafiz.